Okay, let's dive right into this explainer. Today, we're exploring what is arguably the single most important discovery in human history. We're going to look at the absolutely incredible story of how our early ancestors first captured the flame.
Look around you for just a second. Before we were surrounded by modern manufacturing, steady electricity, and homes that heat up with the push of a button, our ancestors made a discovery that served as the ultimate catalyst for human evolution. It was a real game changer that changed absolutely everything about how we lived, how we ate, and honestly, where we could even survive.
Section 1. The first sparks, capturing the flame.
You know, we didn't start off as these brilliant inventors effortlessly snapping our fingers to create a cozy campfire. Not at all. At first, early humans were really just opportunistic scavengers of a terrifying natural force. It's kind of funny to think about, but our earliest survival strategy was essentially chasing down lightning strikes, watching volcanic eruptions, and tracking natural wildfires started by dry brush. We'd watch from a safe distance, eventually run in to grab some burning branches, and then try incredibly hard not to let those precious embers go out. It was basically the ultimate high-stakes game of keep away.
To put this timeline into perspective, Homo erectus, one of our early human ancestors, lived as far back as 1.9 million years ago. And while they were around for a really long time, archaeological digs have uncovered layers of ash, burned bones, charcoal, and heated stones in sites stretching all the way across Africa, Israel, and China. This physical evidence proves that the intentional, controlled use of fire dates back at least a full million years. A million years! We had finally transitioned from just watching unpredictable wildfires to actively managing and preserving those flames for ourselves.
Section 2. Cooking and Evolution, a Biological Shift. Now this is where things get really wild. Capturing fire didn't just give us a new tool, it fundamentally rewired our biology. Cooking our food was one of the absolute greatest benefits of the flame, compounding into massive biological advantages over thousands of generations. Applying heat made meat much softer and significantly easier to chew. It killed off harmful bacteria that would have otherwise made early humans sick, and most importantly, it allowed people to digest their food way more efficiently.
Think of it as the ultimate return on investment. Softer, safer food meant easier digestion, and that unlocked a massive surplus of usable energy for the body. Scientists actually believe that over time, this newly available energy is exactly what supported the development of larger, much more complex human brains. Basically, by cooking, we literally fed our own evolution.
Fire also radically shifted humanity's environment. Before fire, we were largely restricted by the dark and the cold, totally confined to specific geographical pockets. But after controlling it, well, fire provided the essential warmth needed to expand out of warm, tropical regions and into previously uninhabitable, freezing climates across the globe. Plus, it fundamentally changed our society by extending the day well past sunset. That extra light gave early humans vital time to gather around the campfire for socializing, planning for the next day, and storytelling.
Section 3. Mastering the Flame, Sparking on Demand.
So the crucial turning point here is when humanity transitioned from merely keeping scavenged embers alive to actually sparking them on demand. Eventually, humans cracked the code. They mastered methods like rubbing two pieces of dry wood together to generate intense heat through friction. Another major breakthrough was striking stones together, specifically hitting flint against iron-rich minerals like pyrite to produce sparks that could reliably ignite dry plant material. We were finally the true masters of the spark.
With fire finally available on demand, daily life transformed almost overnight. Camps became instantly safer from wild animals at night. Predators naturally tend to avoid blazing flames, right? Humans also quickly realized they could use fire to easily clear land for hunting or early farming. They even figured out how to use the heat to harden their wooden hunting tools, making them far more lethal and effective.
Section 4. Fueling Civilization, Gateway Technology.
You can really look at making fire as the ultimate gateway technology. It truly made everything else possible in our history. It unlocked metalworking, which allowed humans to melt and forge raw ores into far stronger tools and weapons. It was absolutely essential for making glass and for baking soft clay into durable pottery and bricks. Fast forward a few millennia, and it was controlled fire powering the massive steam engines that literally drove the Industrial Revolution. Talk about a snowball effect. Given its immense utility and, honestly, its sheer destructive power, it's no wonder that so many ancient civilizations placed fire right at the very center of their cultures. It was deeply woven into myths, complex religions, and ceremonies all over the world, universally symbolizing life, knowledge,
power, and transformation.
To summarize this massive leap forward, scientists pretty much universally agree on this. The discovery and control of fire marked a turning point in human evolution. This mastery drastically improved our chances of survival, drove relentless technological innovation, and literally shaped the development of civilization as we know it. It remains, for sure, one of the greatest achievements in the history of humanity.
Which leaves us with this fascinating question for you to ponder. How does our ancient mastery of fire still dictate the trajectory of modern technology today? As you use electricity, which is likely generated by heat or modern combustion to watch this explainer, consider how our daily lives are really still just an advanced continuation of tending that very first ancient flame. Definitely something to chew on the next time you turn on a stove or flip a light switch.